How are you? If you need a minute, just say, just a minute, okay? You know that. Let me know when you're settled. There you go. Having to get back into school mode, are you? Back in school mode now? Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn on my phone camera. When you're ready, turn on your mic. Okay. So talk to me about summer. Okay. So if we're going, let me go to the whiteboard. Summer. Good. So what made summer good? What kinds of things made it good? Okay. And can you give me 3 details about Georgia? Okay. So water park. And that was horrid, right? You got, you were swimming, you were in water and there was lightning and you died, right? Now, are they going to have the water park open when there's thunder and lightning? No. So, what made the water park good? The slides. Oh, and they were little slides, right? So, can you give me another detail about Georgia? Okay, and staying at your cousin's house, they picked on you and beat you up, and you, because you were bigger, you had to put up with it, right? What? So tell me, what made seeing the cousins good? You were able to stick your tongue in their ear, right? No. So what made staying at the cousin's house fun? What made it good? What made it good, my friend? You don't like your cousins at all. Ah, so you saw cousins after long separation. How's that? Does that sound good? Okay. So can you give me one more detail about Georgia? And what made the hill so neat? Do we have hills? So the hills were what? Different than ours, wasn't it? It was different than Miami, right? So can you give me something else besides Georgia? Did you do camp this year? Okay. So what did you do besides go to Georgia? What did you do with your cousins there at home? Okay, okay, okay. So one, play with them. What did you play with them? What did you play with them? Did you play tag or video games? Or did you do both? Can you tell me one more thing that you played with them? Did you tease each other? Did you joke around? Oh, and that was horrid, wasn't it? So give me one more thing for summer. And what was something special about this that was not the school year? No classes, right? Okay, so what were some things that you could say about because there was no classes, there was what? How much homework did you have to do? Homework. None. What else? What did the teachers do? Did you have to listen to teachers? Teachers, and if there was no classes, no teachers, so there was what? No what? Assignments, right? Okay. Now, can you tell me what have we done? What did we just do, my friend? We've done a pre-write, haven't we? Okay, so what do you think I want you to do now? No, you can copy, yes, but what do I really want you to do? An essay. I got you started with a pre-write, so start with your introduction. How do you think you could introduce this essay? What can you say? How could you start it, my friend? How could you start it? Okay, so how do you can you start with the introduction? What makes summer different than the rest of the year? Ah, so you could write summer is different than what? Ah, is school the only thing? Okay, so you can say summer is what? Is the worst time? It's my it's now keep in mind this is an opinion, right? Because when you say summer is good, it's an opinion. And when you're doing the opinion, it's all based upon personal experience here, right? It's not based upon my experience, it's based upon your experience. So, first of all, do we need to have a bibliography? No. So, what can you say about summer? Summer is what? The same as the rest of the year? What do you think? No. Stop and think about something. What exactly did I say? That summer was the same or different? Okay. So you can start out with something like what? Because you want to start broad and get narrow. And that was one of the reasons I was telling you to start with summer, with the year. So if it's different than the rest of the year, what else could you say? What do you think you could say about summer to narrow it down to it was fun? Talk to me. Talk to me, my friend. You're not talking to me, so what are you doing? Okay. And if you're thinking and you need time, what do you need to, can you do? Lisa, leave me alone a little bit. I'm thinking. That's all you have to say, okay? Or else I'm going to keep pestering you, okay? So if you start out with summer is different than the rest of the year, what can you do about what makes it different than the rest of the year? It has what? It's what? There's what? Yes, but in the summer, do we have school? Yes or no? Okay, so you can say something like it's a vacation from school. And then what can you do? Think along the lines of something like, what do you get to go to Georgia when there is school? Ah, so when there's no school, you get to do what? Different what? Activities, right? So write that. And and then you can write those activities I hate, right? Or what? They were what? Okay, keep going. What else have you written? I would put different activities. Okay. Or something like, I enjoy the vacation. You can you don't have to have necessarily a five sentences introduction. If you write something like, summer has is a vacation from school. There's different activities. It was bad, right? Or I enjoyed them. Something like that, right? Okay. You have your introduction together yet, my friend? I'm sorry? Well, keep in mind that you're going to have your introduction of summer is different than the rest of it. It has no school. There's different activities. I hate those activities, right? So read to me what you have written so far. Okay. Okay. And what could you say about those activities? Okay. So, and now keep in mind, is good a good word? Is that going to be a good, or is it very vague? Can you give a more descriptive word? Like maybe something like, I enjoy these activities. Okay. Because a lot of times words like good are so overused that it's would if you use something like enjoy, it's going to be more rememberable. Okay. I'm going to work real hard on your word choices because you've been writing for a longer time, so you need to start polishing it up. Can you read me your introduction, please? Horace, can you read me your introduction? Now, do you remember what I said about the word good? Is it used a lot? Yes. It's a word that is used very commonly. So if you use another word like, I enjoy these activities, or some of these activities were my favorite, something like that, it would be more meaningful, have more impact. Okay. So something like, some of these activities are my favorite, something like that. Okay. Okay. So how do you think you're going to go into the next paragraph? I get to go where? I got to go where? First of all, where was the water park? Okay, so write that. I got to go to Georgia. And remember, because was in Georgia was the whole thing about the water parks? just one detail about the water park. The water park was one detail about Georgia. Look at your pre-write again. That's why I left it up there. Okay. Because remember, if you look at the pre-rate, the water park was 1, 2 was the cousins, and 3 was the hills. How far have you written on that paragraph, Horace? Start reading to me your paragraph. Read to me what you've written so far on your first body of your paragraph. Okay? Have you written anything beyond that? I'm still working on it. Okay? And all I'm trying to do is check up and see if there's anything I can do to help you, okay? That's why I check on you a lot. Okay. So read me that paragraph. Now, did you get 3 details of Georgia? Because remember, you have 2 sets of cousins. You have your cousins that are in Georgia, and then your cousins there in Miami. Okay? I'm sure the cousins in Miami went with you to Georgia. Am I correct about that? Okay. So when you write about cousins in Georgia, that's why you say, I got to see cousins that I have not seen in what? Since yesterday or since in a long time. I don't get to see them all that often. Something like that. That's why cousins in Georgia, you have 2 details. You have a whole paragraph about cousins in Miami. But it needs to be different than this detail about cousins in what is the word I'm looking for? In Georgia. Okay. So how would you change that? What could you do to change that? You could write, you could put, you had the detail about the water park, you had the hills, right? Then you could say, I stayed with cousins I had not seen in a long time. Does that make sense? Okay, I would write that. Okay. Okay. Did you have a concluding sentence? Georgia was what? Exciting, boring. Okay, so right, Georgia was exciting. Done. Done. I have to go check on something. I'll be right back. You're okay. You started on the on cousins in Miami. Horace, have you started on the next paragraph? I'm sorry? What? How are you trying to stop it? Okay, but just remember that the second paragraph. Okay, you're still on that first body paragraph, correct? Okay, so keep in mind it's real important because it's about cousins in Miami. Okay, you see that? Okay, so that's why I would make it a big distinction between in Miami versus Georgia. Or did you play with your cousins in Miami? Are they around very much anymore? Okay. So I would put something about the fact that their cousins are in Miami that you played with, that you played tag video games and joked around at home. In Miami being at home versus in Georgia. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So you need to write something like, my cousins in Miami were also home with me, at home at the same time. You need to make sure that people understand that it's not the same cousins as the ones in Georgia. Okay. I'm going to ask you to read me your paragraph about Georgia and then go into your paragraph about your cousins in Miami. I want you to read everything but your introduction that you've written so far. Wait, hold on. I would not stress that you played with him in Georgia because this is a new paragraph. Okay. So even if you did all of this in Georgia, I would not put it in Georgia. I would cross that out right now. You don't have to erase it, just cross it out. Okay? So start that paragraph again. I played with my cousins where? Wait, I played with my cousins in Miami. Or I played with other cousins in Miami. Okay? If they're the same cousins, you don't have to put different cousins. You could just say, in Miami, I played with cousins also. You don't even have to write also. Okay, so start that paragraph for me again. Read me that second paragraph. Start with your topic sentence. Is the whole paragraph of cousins playing tag in the backyard or playing with cousins? I played with cousins in Miami. That should be your topic sentence, something like I played with cousins in Miami. or cousins in Miami played with me, also played with me. So read to me about your paragraph about cousins. Sorry? Okay, read to me this paragraph right here. Read to me that second paragraph, my friend. Okay? So what can you write? And then what? We played what? Okay? Do you have anything written beyond that, my friend? Okay. So inside, what could you write? Inside, we what? You play tag outside, so inside you could, we played what? So write that. Okay. What else can you say? We did what? We did a lot of what? Right there. Okay. So what is missing from your paragraph? So write it. Cousins in Miami were horrid, right? Write it. Okay. And the best part was what? The best part was I had lots of classes, right? The best part was what? The best part was what? We're working on this right here. The best part was no school. Then you can write what? Every night I had 3 hours of homework, right? So what could you write? 0 hours were spent on what? 1,000,000 hours a night was spent on homework, right? Okay, so you could put 0 on what? Write it. Have you got to that third detail yet? Or you're still writing, my friend? Okay. And you could write something like, listening to teachers was the worst. or I did not have to listen to teachers. Which one do you like? Write it. Have you got 0 hours yet? That sentence written yet? Okay. Well, what was the best part? There was what? The best part was what? Write it. Okay. So what do you need to do now? So right, what? How could you start your conclusion? Summarize what? Summarize what? Horrid? So write that summer is fun. Okay. Summer is fun. So what? Or wait, did you write that there was no homework? The best part was no homework or no assignments? Uh, I hate no school. Or I love what? I love what? What would be a good conclusion? With this no classes? Read me your paragraph on no classes. Okay. Sit. Okay, keep going. Keep going, my friend. Okay. So what was your concluding paragraph sentence? I hate when there's no school. Okay, so write it. Okay. So how can you start with your concluding sentence? Paragraph. Summer is what? Summer vacation is what? Horrid? Was everything about easy or was it about fun? So should you use easy or fun? Okay. Okay. So what were some of the things? Something like I had fun in Georgia. I played with cousins in Miami. Best was what? I'm just going to put summer good. I'm not going to write in full sentences, okay? Fun in Georgia, right? I'm going to just put GA because that's abbreviation for Georgia, okay? Cousins, um, play. And then maybe best, no classes. Hate summer, right? Now is that incomplete sentences or not? It's incomplete. So if you copy it exactly like that, is that going to work? No, because I want it incomplete sentences. Okay. I'm giving your summer brain a break, okay? Are you done with that paragraph yet, my friend? Okay. Okay. Now, I want you to text me. Hold on. So, homework. Text. Pick a paragraph of essay. Okay. That's one. Write that down, my friend. Okay. I went a little lower. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but I also want you to find and share an article about something you like. Okay. Now, this could be an article about dogs. This could be an article about birds. This could be an article about a game. Okay? Does it matter what it's about? No. But I wanted something that you understand. Not that you're going, I don't know what this is saying. Okay? Because I want you to be able to read it and tell me about it. Okay? Because this is what I'm going to tell you that we're going to be doing next time. You don't have to write this down, but in class, I will help you take notes about the article. Okay? This is what I want the article for, is because I'm going to help you take notes about it. Okay? So I don't want you to share. Look, here is what is the word I'm looking for? Information about the weather yesterday, and share it with me. I don't necessarily want a bunch of graphics and only graphics in there. Do you understand? I don't want just all about emojis. I want some reading in there. So you can't just show me, here is some information about the weather forecast. I don't want the weather forecast. I want you to find an article. Let's say it's about football. So you find an article about your favorite player or your favorite team or predictions of the upcoming football season or your favorite video game. Find an article about your favorite video game. Does that help you with ideas for topics? Do you have an idea for a topic? Do you have an idea for a topic? Okay. So if I'm going on and on about something about about topics, all you have to say is, Miss Lisa, I've got it. So don't keep going on and on about it, okay? 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 Because it's just you and I. So I can tailor something if you need more help on a particular issue in class, I can give that to you. Or instead of spending 15 minutes on something that you could get 2 minutes on, all you have to do is say, Miss Lisa, got it. I have it. Okay? So instead of having me go on for 10 minutes about a possible topic, all you have to say is, Miss Lisa, I've got a topic. Okay? Now, what is your homework? Okay? And what else? So you can text me the article, you can email me where you got it from, okay? But big part of it is I'm probably going to have you, I'm going to come up with, I'm going to make you the host and you're going to bring up the article. Just like we did last year, okay? Okay? Because I'm going to help you learn how to take notes to be able to organize some of those thoughts for an essay or research paper. Because what do I want you to be able to do this year? Write a good essay or write a good research paper? Yes. Which means you need to know how to take notes on an article. Okay? Okay? So we're going to spend a couple of weeks learning how to take notes from reading. Okay? Okay? Do you have any index cards? Actually, don't worry about it right now, okay? Okay. So, my friend, guess what? This year, am I going to be doing stars for you? No. No. Because you have gotten to the point where you know how to go do school. You don't need that kind of thing because you know that schooling, what am I trying to help you with? What is every teacher trying to prepare you for? To get for college or to get a good job, right? So we're trying to prepare you for the future. So the better you do now, the better you'll do in the future, correct? So I'm not going to give you stars and you're not going to get paid for going to school. Like when we first started. I did that to help you learn for school to have some kind of meaning. Because when we first started, would anything that we've done had any meaning? No. That's why I've made it a payout for you. Now you understand that we're working towards college and trying to prepare you for college. Okay? So I'm not going to have you get paid $6, $7 for a class. None of your other classes do you get stars for and get paid for. If you are, then this is between you and your mom. I'm not going to do it, okay? Okay, my friend? Okay, so when am I going to see you again? Thursday. I'm hoping 3 o'clock. I might be 3:15. I'm not sure, okay? But if it's 3:15, I'll let you know, okay? Blessings, my friend.